We are a species obsessed with the stars. We spend billions of dollars building rockets to escape gravity, pointing our telescopes at Mars, dreaming of alien life on distant moons. We call space the final frontier, but we are wrong. The true frontier is not above our heads. It is beneath our feet. And the aliens we are searching for are already here. Welcome to the deep ocean. This is the largest habitat on Earth, comprising 99% of the livable space on our planet. Yet we have mapped the surface of Mars more accurately than we have mapped the floor of the Pacific. To descend into the ocean is to travel to another world. It is a journey that takes us away from the life-giving sun and into a realm of eternal night. As we leave the surface, the rules of biology change. At 200 meters, the photosynthesis stops. The familiar blue fades to a twilight gray. At 1,000 meters, we enter the midnight zone. Here, sunlight has not touched the water for millions of years. It is a world of absolute suffocating darkness. But the darkness is not the enemy. The enemy is the weight. Water is heavy. For every 10 meters you descend, the pressure increases by 1 atmosphere. By the time you reach the abyssal plains, the ocean is pressing down on you with a force of over 8 tons per square inch. It is the equivalent of having an elephant stand on your thumb. It is enough pressure to crush a submarine like a soda can, to turn human lungs into paste, and to snap steel beams like dry twigs. In this environment, existence itself seems impossible. The conditions here are more hostile than the vacuum of space. And yet, something is moving in the blackness. Against all the laws of physics and logic, the abyss is not empty. It is teeming with life. But it is not life as we know it. In the absence of light, evolution has taken a dark and twisted path. The creatures here are not designed to be beautiful. They are designed to survive hell. They are monsters of efficiency, sculpted by crushing pressure and freezing cold. Some have abandoned eyes entirely, relying on sensors that detect the heartbeat of prey miles away. Others create their own light, using chemical bioluminescence to lure victims into the dark. They are gelatinous ghosts, armored tanks, and needle-toothed nightmares. Over the next hour, we will pilot our submersible into the deepest trenches of the Earth. We will go where sunlight dares not go. We will witness the clash of titans, where the largest carnivore on the planet dives into the void to hunt the legendary kraken. We will stare into the face of a living fossil that projects its jaw like a xenomorph. We will meet the vampire that hides in the oxygen-starved shadows and the glowing trap that waits in the silence. Leave your concept of nature at the surface. Down here, in the cold and the dark, only the monsters survive. Welcome to the abyss. We begin our descent at the very ceiling of the ocean, where the waves meet the air. Here, drifting like a fallen monolith, lies the largest carnivorous brain to ever exist on Earth. This is the sperm whale. Or, as the old whalers called him in hushed tones, the Leviathan. To the untrained eye, he looks like a rough-hewn log, a 60-ton block of gray slate bobbing in the swell. But this is not a surface animal. He is a visitor here. His true home is in the crushing dark below. He is preparing for a journey that no human could survive without a titanium shell. He rests at the surface, hyperventilating. He is charging his blood with oxygen, saturating his muscles with myoglobin. He is turning his body into a biological battery. Then, with a graceful arch of his back and a final lift of his massive flukes, he vanishes. The dive begins. As he descends, he undergoes a transformation that borders on the mechanical. At 100 meters, he stops swimming. He begins to free fall, sliding down into the gloom to conserve energy. As the pressure builds, his physiology shifts into war mode. His heart rate drops to a mere few beats per minute. Blood is shunted away from his extremities, his skin and tail, and concentrated around his brain and heart. He shuts down his digestion. He becomes a cold, efficient machine. At 1,000 meters, the pressure is immense. The air in human lungs would be compressed to the size of a soda can, snapping the rib cage. But the sperm whale has evolved a terrifying solution. He allows his lungs to collapse completely. By emptying the air, he removes the danger of nitrogen narcosis, the bends. He becomes a solid object, impervious to the crushing weight of the water. He is now a creature of the abyss, gliding through a world of eternal midnight. But how does he hunt in a world without light? He does not need eyes. He possesses the most sophisticated sonar system on the planet. Look at his head. It is enormous, accounting for 1/3 of his total body length. It is not filled with brain matter. It is filled with a mysterious waxy oil called spermaceti. It is the loudest sound made by any animal in history. A single click can reach 230 decibels. To put that in perspective, a jet engine at takeoff is 140 decibels. This sound is so powerful that if you were swimming directly in front of a sperm whale when he fired it, the vibration would vibrate your body to death. The heat generated would boil the water inside your cells. In the darkness, he sweeps this beam of sound back and forth like a spotlight. He is not just listening, he is constructing a three-dimensional map of the void. He can detect a squid the size of a man from miles away. He can see the texture of its skin, the beat of its heart, the density of its bones. There is no hiding from him. He is hunting the only creature large enough to sustain his massive bulk, the giant cephalopods of the deep. When he locates a target, he accelerates. The clicks become faster, merging into a buzz, the creak, which acts like a terminal guidance system on a torpedo. Some scientists believe the sound is so intense it can physically stun the prey, paralyzing it with a sonic blast before the jaws even snap shut. And what jaws they are. His lower mandible is a narrow, underslung trap lined with 50 conical teeth, each the size of a banana and weighing a kilogram. He does not chew. He grabs and sucks. The battle that ensues is often titanic. We know this because the whale carries the history of his wars on his skin. The face of an old sperm whale is a roadmap of violence, covered in circular scars. Eventually, the oxygen runs low. The battery is drained. He must leave the alien world and return to the sky. He ascends, expanding his lungs, repressurizing his body, and breaks the surface in a fountain of spray. He breathes. He rests. He prepares. For the Leviathan, the surface is just a gas station. The real world, the world of monsters and silence, is waiting for him below. We leave the clashing titans above and sink deeper into the true void. We enter the bathypelagic zone, the midnight zone. Here, the water is near freezing and the pressure is immense. In this infinite blackness, where eyes should be useless, a single tiny star appears. It is a faint, pulsing blue-green glow breaking the monotony of eternal night. It is beautiful. It is hypnotizing. And it is a lie. Welcome to the world of the anglerfish. If the squid is an alien intelligence, the anglerfish is a creature straight out of a Gothic nightmare. It is the ultimate ambush predator, a biological trap designed for a world where energy is scarce and every meal could be the last for months. It does not chase prey. It waits for the prey to come to it. Its entire existence revolves around its esca, the lure. This is a highly modified dorsal fin spine that has migrated to the center of its forehead, hanging in front of its jagged mouth like a fishing rod. The tip of this rod glows in the dark. But the anglerfish does not create this light itself. It is a slaver. Inside the crystal-clear cup at the tip of the lure lives a colony of bioluminescent bacteria. The fish provides them with nutrients and a safe home, and in return, they shine for it. It is a symbiotic pact made in hell. In the deep ocean, light means life. It usually signifies plankton or a potential mate. A smaller fish, navigating the gloom, sees the lonely light in the distance. Drawn by instinct, it swims closer. It sees only the beautiful glow, not the horror emerging from the shadows behind it. The anglerfish itself is hideous. It is often a bloated, flabby sack of black or reddish skin, covered in warts and spines instead of scales. Its body is designed to absorb light, making it a void within a void. Its mouth is a cavern that dominates its face. The teeth are translucent needles, so long that they cannot fit inside its mouth when closed. They are hinged to fold inward, allowing prey to slide easily into the gullet, but they lock outward, preventing escape. They are not for chewing. They are the bars of a cage. When the mesmerized victim gets close enough to the glowing lure, the anglerfish doesn't just open its mouth. It expands its entire head. This creates a sudden, violent vacuum in the water, sucking the prey in before it even realizes it is in danger. The snap is instantaneous. The light goes out and the victim is gone, swallowed whole into a stomach so elastic it can hold prey twice the size of the anglerfish itself. But the most terrifying aspect of the anglerfish is not how it eats, but how it mates. This is where the science fiction turns into pure body horror. For decades, scientists who dragged nets through the deep only ever found female anglerfish. They were huge, monstrous creatures. They wondered where the males were. It turns out, the males look like a completely different species. They are tiny, underdeveloped weaklings, sometimes only a centimeter long. They have no lure. They have no giant teeth. They are born with only one purpose: to find a female in the vast, empty expanse of the abyss. The male is equipped with massive nostrils, designed to sniff out the faintest pheromone trail left by a giant female. He is a heat-seeking missile of desperation. When he finds her, he doesn't court her. He bites her. He latches onto her flank with special hooked teeth, hanging on for dear life. It is a reproductive strategy born of absolute desperation. In a world so vast and dark that finding a mate twice is impossible, you never let go of the first one you find. The anglerfish is proof that down here, survival requires the abandonment of everything we consider normal. It is a monster that carries its own mates as grafted limbs, hunting in the eternal night with a stolen star. As we descend deeper, past the hunting grounds of the whales and the traps of the anglers, we enter a layer of the ocean known as the Oxygen Minimum Zone, OMZ. This is the suffocation layer. Here, the saturation of oxygen in the water drops to less than 5%. For a tuna, a shark, or a human, entering this zone is a death sentence. It is an aquatic purgatory where metabolic fire is extinguished. But in this graveyard of chemistry, something is drifting, a creature that belongs to a timeline long forgotten. Its scientific name is Vampiroteuthis infernalis. Translated from the Latin, it means the vampire squid from hell. When you first see it in the beam of a submersible's light, the name feels justified. It hangs in the black water like a severed heart. Its skin is the color of dried blood or deep velvet black, designed to disappear completely in the red absorbing depths. A webbing of skin connects its 8 arms, forming a cloak that wraps around its body like the cape of a Gothic count. And staring back at you are 2 eyes that defy logic. They are icy sapphire blue, and proportionally, they are the largest eyes in the animal kingdom. If a human had eyes this size relative to their body, they would be the size of hubcaps. They are wide open, eternally staring, soaking in the faintest photons of light in the gloom. But the vampire squid is a lie. It is not a squid. It is not an octopus. It is a living fossil, the sole survivor of an ancient order called Vampiromorphida that went extinct hundreds of millions of years ago. It is a phylogenetic ghost, a relic that watched the dinosaurs rise and watched them burn, safe in its deep-sea fortress. It survives in the suffocation zone by living life in slow motion. It has the lowest metabolic rate per gram of any cephalopod. It is barely alive. Its body is gelatinous, like a jellyfish, having neutralized its buoyancy to float perfectly without expending a single calorie. Its blue blood is supercharged with hemocyanin, allowing it to bind to the few stray oxygen molecules that drift by. It is a biological zombie, drifting through the dead water in a trance state. However, do not mistake its lethargy for weakness. When threatened, the vampire squid performs one of the most grotesque transformations in nature. It does not flee. It cannot afford the energy. Instead, it enters the pineapple posture. It pulls its webbed cloak completely over its head and turns itself inside out. The smooth, blood-red exterior is replaced by a chaotic interior lined with rows of fleshy spines called cirri. If that fails, it has another trick. Most cephalopods squirt ink to escape, but ink is useless in the dark. So the vampire squid releases a cloud of bioluminescent mucus. It vomits light. This glowing, sticky cloud hangs in the water, mesmerizing and confusing the attacker. While the predator attacks the glowing phantom, the vampire glides away into the darkness, extinguishing its own lights to become invisible. It possesses photophores, light-producing organs, on the tips of its arms, which it can modulate to create hypnotic patterns, luring threats away or confusing them with false movements. But the most terrifying aspect of the vampire squid is not its defense, but its diet. With a name like vampire, you would expect a bloodsucker. The reality is stranger. It is a detritivore. It eats the dead. It extends two long, hair-thin filaments, sensory threads unique to its species, that float in the water like spiderwebs. These threads catch marine snow, the falling debris from the surface world. The vampire squid collects this rain of death, wraps it in mucus, and eats it. It is the janitor of the abyss, surviving on the refuse of the living world. It occupies a niche so hostile, so empty, and so devoid of energy that no other predator bothers to enter it. It is safe because it lives in hell. It floats there, a red cloak in the black water, watching the eons pass with its giant blue eyes. It is a reminder that in the deep ocean, survival isn't about being the strongest or the fastest. It is about becoming something that doesn't need the world of the living to exist. It is the lonely prince of the oxygen minimum zone, ruling over a kingdom of nothing. We reach the final leg of our descent. We are drifting near the sea floor, along the jagged ridges of submerged mountains. Here, the pressure is crushing, and the silence is absolute. In this desolation, a shape emerges from the gloom that looks like a mistake, a biological glitch. If the other creatures we have met are monsters, this one looks like a rough draft that nature forgot to finish. This is the goblin shark. It is the sole living representative of the family Mitsukurinidae, a lineage that is 125 million years old. It was swimming in these black waters before the T-Rex took its first breath. It survived the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. It survived the ice ages. It survives today, unchanged, a ghost haunting the basement of history. Its appearance is deeply disturbing to the human eye. It does not look like a shark. It looks like a reanimated corpse. Its skin is not the tough, gray armor of a great white. It is pink, flabby, and translucent. The pink color is not pigment. It is the color of its own blood. The skin is so thin and transparent that you are looking directly at the oxygenated blood flowing through its capillaries. It looks raw, as if it has been skinned alive. Its body is soft and mushy, lacking strong muscles, allowing it to drift neutrally in the water column like a discarded plastic bag. But the horror lies in its face. Protruding from its forehead is a long, flat, blade-like snout called a rostrum. It looks like a trowel or a spear. It gives the shark the profile of a goblin from medieval folklore. This snout is not a weapon. It is a high-tech sensor array. It is covered in thousands of tiny black dots called the ampullae of Lorenzini. These are electroreceptors. In the total darkness, the goblin shark does not look for prey. It feels for the electricity of life. It can detect the faint electrical field generated by the heartbeat of a fish hiding in the mud, or the twitch of a crab's muscle centimeters away. It scans the floor like a biological metal detector. And then, there is the mouth. When the goblin shark is swimming peacefully, it looks ugly, with a strange, misaligned jaw. But when it detects prey, it transforms into the stuff of nightmares. It possesses slingshot jaws. Its jaws are not fused to its skull like ours. They are held in place by elastic ligaments under immense tension. When the shark strikes, it does not just bite. It projects its entire mouth out of its face. It happens in milliseconds. The ligaments release, and the jaws shoot forward as much as 10% of the shark's total body length. Imagine a human standing still, and suddenly their mouth shoots out to the length of their arm to grab an apple. It is a ballistic strike. It is the real-life inspiration for the xenomorph in the movie Alien. The teeth inside this projectile mouth are not the triangular cutters of a tiger shark. They are long, thin, crooked needles. They look like twisted nails. They are not designed to slice meat. They are designed to snag. They act like a cage of fish hooks. Once they pierce the slippery skin of a squid or a deep-sea fish, escape is impossible. The shark then retracts its jaw, dragging the victim back into its throat. The goblin shark is a slow swimmer. It is sluggish. It looks weak. But it is a master of the element of surprise. It drifts silently toward its prey, indistinguishable from the water around it, sensing the electrical aura of its victim. And then, snap. The face explodes outward. It is a mechanism of death that has worked perfectly for over 100 million years. It is a reminder that in the deep, evolution does not care about beauty. It cares about efficiency. And nothing is more efficient than a raw, pink ghost with a slingshot for a mouth. As we leave the crushing pressure behind and race back toward the shimmering roof of the world, we must confront a terrifying truth. We have spent centuries looking up, searching the stars for alien life, wondering if we are alone in the universe. We built telescopes to peer into the void of space, imagining monsters on Mars or Europa. But we were looking in the wrong direction. The aliens are here. They have been here all along, swimming beneath the keels of our ships, living in a parallel dimension of shadow and pressure. The deep ocean is not just a habitat. It is a separate planet contained within our own. It is a place where life has taken a dark, twisted path, forging creatures that defy our understanding of biology. We have met the sperm whale, the biological submarine that dives into hell to hunt. We have wrestled with the giant squid, the invertebrate king with eyes the size of basketballs. We have been lured by the anglerfish, the parasite that carries its own light in the eternal dark. We have drifted with the vampire squid, the relic of a lost age that eats the dead. And we have faced the goblin shark, the raw, pink nightmare with a ballistic face. These monsters are not evil. They are masterpieces of survival. They thrive in conditions that would crush us instantly. They remind us that Earth does not belong to us. We live on the thin, sunlit crust of a world that is mostly dark, mostly cold, and mostly unknown. The abyss is the true face of our planet, and it is watching us, waiting in the cold. If this dive into the dark has terrified you, fascinated you, or made you realize how little we know about our own home, then join our expedition. The ocean is deep, and there are thousands of monsters left to discover. Click the like button to support the exploration of the unknown. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you are on board for our next descent. And tell us in the comments, which of these deep-sea nightmares would you be most afraid to meet in the dark?